Today we're going to talk about just the most important word you need to use in every speech. Really, it's about how to connect with your audience when you speak. So the most important word you should use in every speech is you. Far too many speakers are all about what they've accomplished, what they've gone through, what they want to tell their audience. But what is important to learn is that the audience doesn't care about you. They care about how what you're going to say is going to help them in their lives, affect their lives, change their lives. So there's 3 areas of the speech to pay attention to and use not only the word you, but the idea of focusing on your audience. The first place to use it is in your opening. A lot of speakers talk about, hey, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to share this, I'm going to share all this with you. And they pull up their agenda and their presentation, and it's all about the bullet points of what they're going to cover. We're going to cover the 5 practices to accomplish this. And they have all these lists of all these things they're going to share with their audience. But I want you to switch your mindset to what your audience is going to get. So instead of 5 steps to whatever it is that you want to achieve in your talk, say, you're going to pick up this, you're going to pick up this, you're going to learn how to do this. And always focus not on the feature you're going to share with them, but the result they're going to get from it. If you do that, they're way more likely to lean in and pay attention right off the bat when you open your speech. The next place you want to focus on you when it comes to your audience is with your stories. When you tell a story, don't just share the story and the point you learned from it and move on. Always ask yourself, what's the main point? What's the main message? What's the main takeaway that my audience can use in their lives from this story? So not just, this is what I went through, but this is how what I went through can help you. This is what you can take from what I went through. I promise you, no matter how good your story is, if you don't have that part, your audience is going to leave not doing anything in their lives to make any change. And if you're a speaker, chances are you want to help people make changes in their lives. So at the end of the day, what is it about your story that your audience can use? And the final place to use you in a speech is in your closing. As you end your speech, you're going to obviously leave them on a high, leave them feeling good, leave them feeling motivated, but you can also add in, hey, this is how your life will look when you apply what we've talked about today. The term is called future pacing. You look forward in their lives and say, you know what, down the road, tomorrow, next week, a year from now, when you've done all the things we've talked about today, this is what's going to happen for you. And you show them the picture of what will happen when they follow your advice. And that way they're way more likely to act on it and use it in their lives. So imagine this. You start your speech and you say, hey, here's what you're going to get. With every story you tell, you're like, okay, here is how my stories can be used by you in your life. Here are the lessons that you can use from each of these stories. And when you get to the closing, you're like, okay, you've heard all of this. This is how your life will change when you've done all these things. You make you, the audience, the focus of your presentation. You'll separate yourself from other speakers and you'll make more impact, more connection. And best of all, people will take action on what you have to say.